And there was like one night that I had what I used to call, I would do it every once in a while. I haven't done it in a long time, thankfully. I would have a Quentin Detest Fest where I'd stay up all night long, and rather than give myself excuses, I would look at everything that I'm fucking up in my life or everything I'm not doing or whatever, and just not give myself any fucking excuses out, just like nail it. And I would spend like all night laying out everything I'm doing that's wrong, and then I would spend the last 2 hours figuring out how I can change it.
Cet homme, c'est Quentin Tarantino. Et pour ceux qui ne le connaissent pas, Quentin Tarantino, c'est un réalisateur, scénariste, acteur, producteur, monteur, directeur photo, écrivain américain qui a fait seulement 10 films qui sont quasi tous considérés comme des classiques. Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, Inglourious Basterds, Django Unchained, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, etc. Il a décroché 2 Oscars, une Palme d'Or et des dizaines de prix. Et surtout, 2 milliards de dollars au box-office mondial, sans jamais faire de compromis. Mais avant tout ça...
I did fall asleep for a few years. You know, it was because working at that store, I just got caught up in the little life there. And it was, you know, it's interesting because, you know, you spent your 20s going to comedy clubs and, you know, building a career. So I'm spending my 20s there. And, well, it's one of those things where it's like, well, this isn't my dream. This isn't what I wanted to do, working at a video store for years. I wanted to actually make movies. It's not my dream, what I'm doing. But it's dream adjacent. It's close to my dream. It's close to my dream. I get to watch movies all fucking day. I get to talk about movies all fucking day. I don't have to work at a pizza parlor. I don't have to. I'm not delivering pizzas. I'm not busting ass as a bartender. I'm not busting ass doing menial jobs. I mean, this is the kind of job that, you know, I'd do if I'd go to this store if I wasn't paid to go to the store. You know, so it's like, you know, but for a couple of years, it did put me to sleep. It did kind of put me to sleep. It put my ambitions to sleep for a little bit because I was happy enough.
Et un soir, au lieu d'aller se coucher comme tout le monde, il a décidé de pas dormir. Parce qu'il avait décrété une chose.
I decided to change my life.
Et pour ça, il avait une méthode. La méthode Tarantino. Et elle est simple, il vous faut juste un carnet, un stylo et la nuit. Une fois que vous avez ces 3 choses, tout s'articule en 2 étapes. Étape 1, posez-vous la question, qu'est-ce que j'ai fait de mal? Et vous y listez les peurs, les doutes, les erreurs, les leçons, les chagrins, tout cela à nu pour que vous puissiez le voir. Une fois que c'est fait, on passe à l'étape 2. Et ici, vous poserez la question, comment puis-je changer les choses? Et hop, la machine est lancée.
I was like, look, the problem is that I'm living in the South Bay, and even though I drive to Los Angeles, I gotta not worry about this job anymore. I gotta just move to Hollywood. I gotta get involved there. I gotta meet other people that are in the business. And if I have to work manpower jobs, you know, where you just work like 4 days at this place and 4 days at that place, well, then that's fine. And by the way, I shouldn't be making money until I'm making money doing what I want to do. And not that that was ever a danger. All right, but then, you know, the next thing I knew, you know, I moved out of the South Bay, and then I couldn't move into Hollywood. I couldn't afford Hollywood, but I could afford Koreatown, and that was close enough. And literally, the minute I kind of moved out there, I met a guy who wrote low-budget horror movies, and then through him, I met other guys that wrote low-budget horror movies, and this guy who directs a few low-budget horror, and this guy who produces a couple. And well, but yeah, you meet one person, and that introduces you to 3 other people. Now, all of a sudden, I actually knew people who were actually making movies. And the thing about it was like, also, well, if these guys can do what I can do, because they weren't too special.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
that's the weird realization that you end up having.
Yeah, and then literally, it wasn't like everything changed, but like within a year and a half from moving out of the South Bay and moving into the Hollywood area, within a year and a half, I was finally able to make a living as a writer.